Haven't seen any counterattacks. Ooh. Come here, thief.
What is it?
Am I, little bitch? How dare you? How dare you steal from people? Ooh, nice.
No more fooling around.
Nice.
Enough. Had enough.
Yeah, that's the longsword. The ghost is the spirit goes.
You got me.
Yeah, I know all
For
that.
the love of God, I only stole a piece of bread. I was starving.
Alright, it's only a piece of bread, fine.
Well,
What's the counter mechanic though?
keep it. What? You mean it? Get lost before I change my mind.
You really let him go? Just like that? And did you get the loot back?
No, he had nothing on him.
Nothing? How come?
Do I look like someone you can make accusations against?
I didn't mean it like that at all. My apologies. And just so you know, I'm no pinch purse. Here's a small reward.
Thanks.
Wow, 2 Gretchen. Or Grotzen, or whatever that's called. I'm rich now. To be fair, I did let the guy go, but... Stealing bread to eat. Not really a capital crime.
Good day to you. What do you need? Are there any problems around here I might be able to help with? Well, depends what you're willing to do. There was one troublemaker around here not long ago. We dealt with him. He was selling some relics he claimed were miraculous. It was nothing but worthless trinkets. The villagers sent the bloody swindler packing so fast you couldn't see his heels for dust. All the way to Ledechko, I believe. I reckon he won't last long there either. And it occurs to me, you're from Skalitz, ain't you?
How do you know?
Must
What the hell?
Fritz and Matthew, then. Them fellows need to learn some manners. They've been making mischief and folk are getting fed up with them. And that's not all. Of course, it's your own Skalitz folk need the most help. There's some of them at the monastery. Talked to Johanka a few times. She's working her fingers to the bone taking care of the injured ones there. I'm sure she'd welcome some good Samaritan who'd lighten her load.
Cool.
That's all I can think of.
Alright. The counter attack requires at least 1 spirit level and you use R2 and X at the right time. If the time is right, you'll glow blue and do counter. I didn't know that, actually. I don't think it was in the practice tutorial. What is the right time? Just when a master tries to hit you? Yeah, you have to dodge the attack right before it hits. Okay, I'll try it tonight then, if we play tonight. Thanks for that tip. Appreciate it. Charlatan. What the fuck?
I know you. I know you from somewhere. Where do I know you from?
What?
Of course, my dream. You were in a boat made of bone, and I put a crown of thorns on your head.
What is he training people on? Oh, alchemy, okay.
Alright. Tell me about this dream of yours.
That dream. Yes, that dream has come true. I dreamt that a young man would become my apprentice, my own pupil in the trade of miracles.
Wow, that guy is full of
That's
shit.
supposed to be me.
Oh, well. What's your name, young man?
Oh. Henry.
Henry. A powerful name. So, Henry, are you ready to become my apprentice?
No.
What exactly does it entail, becoming your apprentice?
A lot of work and strenuous labor. Knowledge of medicine, theology, and white magic. You have to study the great works of the ancients and devote your time to understanding your fellow men, listening to them, and learn to read their souls.
That's a pretty challenging task.
That's why God has sent you. So what do you say?
So what do you say? I guess we'll give it a go.
Alright, I'll be your apprentice.
Wonderful! Oh, glorious day! I have a successor in my work.
So, how do you plan to start training me?
Try it on some easier masters first, like the Great Zagreus. Yeah, maybe I'll try some high
I have my
level
eye
expeditions,
on 3 rare
since I want to
objects
gather
of
some
great
stuff
value.
and get some investigations going, so...
But just so we're clear, I'm not stealing anything for you.
Who said anything about stealing?
But you said these are valuable things you're after. I don't suppose you can just pick them up anywhere.
Valuable for me because I know their power and strength. For an ordinary mortal, they barely mean anything.
Oh. Well, that's fine then.
First, I need a tooth of Saint Procopius. Then I'll need a branch from a topping out hung on a church. And finally, a talisman, or luck, from a passionate flame.
Bloody hell, that's a lot. Alright, one thing at a time. About that tooth, it's going to be slightly more complicated, isn't it?
I know. Yes, it would be very difficult to gain such a rare relic, of course. That's why I have an alternative solution.
I'm listening.
A layman named Procopius lives by the monastery, and it just so happens, thanks to my intricate medical knowledge, that I found out he has a sick tooth.
Wouldn't that be swindling people?
It is, and it isn't. If I sell that tooth as the tooth of
Alright, I don't think we'll do this guy's quest.
then it certainly is deceitful.
Interesting, but doesn't fit the character.
Procopius of Sasau, then I'm cheating nobody.
Does it really matter whose tooth I bring then?
Of course it does. The name Procopius in this holy land is shrouded with mystical power. Sometimes I might play a trivial trick on someone, but I assure you, I'm no swindler.
Can I do not say no?
Fine, I'll get it from him.
Wonderful.
Apparently not. Okay, yeah. I'm not gonna do your request, so
Excellent.
thanks.
You do that, my...
Bye bye. I'll pass. On that. Alright, I want to go in the scribe. Where is the scribe? Oh, there he is. Can you teach me how to read, perhaps?
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
I don't think so. He has books, but I guess only that scribe can teach you. That would reads of fleas and cure warts. Yeah, all these are interesting, but I can't read yet, so we'll wait. Nothing I can. Dude, that's some weird pants. This is a nice designed place. Alright, let's see. I guess we'll start with the graves. We want some flowers from the grave, so it shouldn't be an issue. A spade. Start digging. Why? Oh, there it is. That's it? Yep, cool. And now where is this priest?
Be off now. You don't belong here.
What? This is a fucking church. How don't I belong here?
Are you serious? Come on.
That is really strange.
Father, when do you plan to return to St. James?
I beg your pardon. Why do you ask, my boy?
Your housekeeper, Agnes, is in Rattay and doesn't want to work for anyone else. She's waiting for your return.
So she survived. Thank the Lord. I prayed for her and all who suffered, but I'm not going back. Tell her I appreciate her concern, but to look out for herself now.
Alrighty. Awesome. Got those both done. He told us about some other quests too, about some friends who had. I don't see. There they are, I think. And some more over there. So many quests. I can eat. Let's eat some random people's food. Because why not, I guess. Cobbler, okay. wonder if those are baths. That looks like a mine. Stamina mechanics. Taylor. Oh, there are the baths. I see them now. I wish the performance was so bad in towns. Hopefully when they patch this, they will fix that. Hopefully. There are the buffs, cool. How do we go on the other side? This way. I haven't fought anyone in a while. Well, we just fought someone, but I mean with a sword. Alright, I see a quest giver over there and a couple of them over here. Which this should be our friends from our village.
What? Shit, Henry!
How can you even tell? I'm wearing full armor.
Henry!
I'm glad to see you.
We know each other? Dick.
Matthew! Fritz! You're alive!
Of course we're alive.
You can't get rid of us that easily.
I'm almost surprised how happy I am to see the pair of you are alright.
We are now, but we barely made it.
Yeah, it was hard. Fritz ran like a little girl.
Really?
Bollocks! Bloody joker.
Tell us what happened to you.
They gave me a pretty good thrashing as well. It was only in Rat-Eye that I got back in my right mind.
You're not doing too well either, are you?
What the hell? We're wearing full armor, we have weapons, we have a horse. Well, the horse is not next to us, but we don't look
now I'm a squire
poor.
to Radzig.
I see you've worked your way up.
And how are you two getting by?
It's shit.
You said it. We're still chopped off to bits. Owe the monastery a bundle. And there's no work here.
Not for anyone with more than half a brain, anyway.
Well, you two and work never got along. But don't tell me that they're not in need of carpenters. They're reconstructing the monastery.
They don't want us there.
And there's nothing else around here.
Hey, you wouldn't happen to know of anything?
It will really help us out right now.
Sure, we'll find
I'll
something.
find you something. You can rely on me.
Thanks, Henry.
We'll pay off the debt. Don't you worry.
These guys are not very trustworthy, but you know.
And where would they hire you to?
Well, we were carpenters in the mines, so wherever they work with wood, I suppose. Forget about construction. After Skalitz, no one will be building for a long time. Just here in Sassau, and they don't want us here. The best chance we have is to work at a mill. People always have to eat. Ideally, we're looking for a job that pays a lot and doesn't require much work.
Why don't they want you at the monastery? Is what I want to ask, but the game won't let me do that.
What other neighbors of ours made it?
Your hunker's in the monastery. That girl really helped us out. That's about all we know. When we ran for it, we helped Teresa, but who knows where she is now? We got separated.
Both of these happened, but sure.
I owe my life to Teresa. She hauled me unconscious to the mill in Ratai and nursed me back to health.
I'm glad she survived. Since you know her so well, why not try asking her if she knows about any work?
What was the... Oh, there is a question in the monastery, they said. It should be right there. And there is a quest over here. So many quests. Does anyone have any work that's not actually a scam or something? Oh, Procopius.
Good day to you. What do you need?
I don't care about that. Alright, again, we won't do the charlatan's work. So I guess we'll go to the monastery, which should be that. Yeah. Hopefully they will have some honest work. Whoa. Clipping. Hello? Why can't I uncle it? I'm pressing middle mouse button, but nothing is going on. That's strange. This is the first time it doesn't work. They changed that? No. To press use up and release. Yeah, that's... Well... That was weird. I might be bugged, might be lagged, I'm not sure. Because it took down the condition too. So I think it was working, but I couldn't see it. Maybe a graphical glitch. It's fine.
Can I take a look inside the monastery?
What's got into you, boy? The grounds inside the monastery belong to the monks of the Order of Saint Benedict. No others shall pass.
But the quest is inside. And I'm not trespassing either. Well, that's weird. Hello?
Another one that's going to be taking food out of our mouths. Just for a while, he said.
Why the hell was that dialogue there when I could just walk in?
Johanka?
Henry?
I'm glad to see you.
Me too. I heard that you're doing well.
Well, that depends.
You're alive. So you're doing
Just
well.
my luck to get stuck here with all the cripples.
What's
Meanwhile,
happening
Thomas
here?
and Pavel are probably
Oh my
playing
God.
dice up on the back.
Philip and... they're all...
I hope they live soon.
Yes. Where do you think the wounded ended up?
Actually, I had no idea.
Well, now you know. Me and Nicodemus have been trying to keep things under control since Skalitz was raised. Just the two of us.
Nicodemus is a great name.
Can I help at all?
Certainly. You can always use an extra pair of hands here. And it's been like that since the beginning.
I was in a bad way myself back then. They took me to Ratai unconscious, and I needed a healer. How is everyone holding up? What can I do?
Holding up? People who are dying, usually needlessly, and I can't do anything about it. We don't have enough food or space
What
or
is it,
anyone
Monsieur?
who's willing to help us.
Doesn't anyone help you with nursing these people? You've got scholars all around you.
Scholars, maybe, but they leave the healing up to God. Nicodemus is trying, but everything he knows is from his books.
Can I have a look at them myself? I know a little about healing.
Do you now? And what would you do if you burnt yourself at the forge?
First, you have to cool it down with water. Marigold ointment helps, and it's better if you don't bind it and let it breathe.
Toothpaste.
You do know what you're talking about. Looks like blacksmiths know about more than just pulling teeth.
Pulling teeth? Nothing to it. As long as you don't squeeze the pincers too hard and crush them.
Well, go and see if anyone needs anything. Just don't go pulling anyone's teeth.
Doesn't the monastery care for them?
They give us some food for them and a place to sleep, but I wouldn't say they help exactly. More like they just tolerate us.
Do you have enough food?
Enough to survive, maybe, but convalescents need feeding up.
Maybe if I brought some meat, some game, that would strengthen them up.
That would be a great help.
Sure.
Anything else?
I had to go get that though.
Look around.
Well, it is a little crowded.
Crowded? I've had to leave some of the sick lying in the open air, even at night. And have you seen what they're lying on?
I'll try to negotiate better conditions with the monastery.
I tried that, out loud. They just nod their heads, but don't move a muscle.
Alright, stop being so aggressive, I'm trying to help.
Very well.
I guess he's frustrated, but damn.
And how are you doing? You're the only woman here, alone in the monastery.
Some of the monks speak to me, but other people act like I don't exist. Too bad the custodian isn't one of those.
Is the custodian causing you problems?
All the time. Apparently he has a wife somewhere, but that doesn't stop him. He's constantly strutting around in front of me.
And, what else?
What do you mean, what else? He's invited me to his home.
I could do something about it, if you liked.
No, I can deal with him. The last thing I need is you going around threatening people. It won't help me, and it definitely won't help the refugees.
Why is there a guard outside?
He's here because of me.
Because of you?
Yes. There was one time I just had enough of it all, of the way they treat us, and I almost slapped one of... But that doesn't matter.
And they sent the
Can you
guard
tell
for
me
that?
about the
Really?
custodian?
He's supposed to be in charge of all the guards and the security of the monastery, but really, he has a say in pretty much everything, including supplies. And that's why he probably thinks he can do whatever he wants.
Alright, that's all I need to know.
Look, Henry, I know I can speak harshly, but I'm at the end of my tether. Last week Bohuslav died. Maybe you knew him. And nobody even blinked an eye. We desperately need help.
I'll do whatever's in my power.
Will help. Don't worry about it. Alright, let's start with maybe... See if I can bandage people, and then we'll go hunt some animals, bring some meat.
These wounds have been well taken care of. Everything here is fine.
Insomniac.
Above. I can't get a wink of sleep.
What are you making such a fuss about?
A fuss? Because of my leg, I have to stay here for at least another week. Hurts like fuck. And with everyone else moaning and groaning all night, I can't get any sleep.
Maybe I can make you something to help you sleep.
Oh, and for God's sake, do it quickly.
Find something. Like what?
He'll be able to get out of this on his own. Philip, from Skalitz. I don't see any wounds, but he's shaking terribly. I'm not needed here. He's not reacting. But all I can see that's wrong with him is his leg. I have to ask Johanka.
Wow, so many things to do.
He just needs to sleep.
I hope they fix this bug with the buttons. No, I don't want to sleep.
Greetings, Henry.
He just needs to sleep. He'll be able to get out of this on his own.
Huh? What do you want?
You look alright?
Mostly, but my leg still hurts.
Did the humans wound you?
That's what I tell the ladies. Truth is, I did myself a mischief while I was running away.
And do they rebandage it for you?
Did the game crash?
Occasionally.
No.
They told
Okay.
me they don't have enough bandages.
That was strange.
That's no use. Those bandages need changing. I'll get some.
God damn it. I just put my bandages inside the house that I had 10 exactly. That's some bad timing.
Yeah, shit. What's going on?
You're not from Skalitz?
No, but please help me. I can't stay here.
What happened to you?
I was working on the building when the scaffolding up by the roof collapsed underneath me.
Well, and you're very lucky you survived at all.
Yes, that's what everyone tells me. But it's no use being alive if all I can do is lie here like a wet sack of barley.
Well, you're pretty battered, but I don't see anything that a few weeks' rest can't fix.
Weeks? My God, I have to get back to work sooner than that.
What's the problem? Why can't you stay until you heal?
I have a family. I'm poor. It's only thanks to the building work that we can survive. And the master told me if I don't come back in a few days, then I shouldn't come back at all. And where can me and my wife go then? Who'll take us in? We'll end up living in the woods, where any bandit or ruffian can set on us.
Is there anything I can do to help? It looks like they took care of your wounds.
When I was little, my father got trampled on by a horse, and an old hag from the village gave him some kind of purple herbs for it. And he got better very quickly.
God save Henry.
Do you remember what the herbs were?
I don't. But there's supposed to be the whole cursed knowledge of the world in this place. Something has to be written.
Yeah, I can't read books, so
I'll try to find something.
That's gonna be tricky.
Thank you.
What's wrong with that man by the altar? He doesn't look wounded, but he's really pale and doesn't react at all.
He had a broken leg. A bad one. The bone had come right through the skin. We tried to straighten it, but
Ouch.
I don't know if we did it right. I'm not holding out much hope for him. I've seen folk in that state before, and it didn't end well.
My God, there has to be something we can do.
And what do you suggest? The monks won't help, and I don't know anyone else who can.
Really?
Well, I can try. I'll straighten his leg.
You?
Unfortunately, I've had occasion to try this sort of thing before. You have to place the bones as precisely as you can next to each other. It's hard, but you have to ignore any screams of pain. That's the only way to help him.
Well, fine. Try it then.
Man, I would be useless in a situation like this. I don't like to see other people suffer.
One of the sick men, Semek, is complaining about pain and the fact he can't work. He says he...
Semek? Is he one of our people?
No, he's a construction worker. He's bruised and confined to...
Henry, for God's sake! Our neighbours are dying here. Your friends! There isn't time to waste on some construction worker's bruises. Oh, honestly, what were you thinking?
Seriously?
All I need to find out is the name of a herb.
Then go and look it up in a book. You've got your own herbarium, haven't you?
If people thought like that, they wouldn't help you at all, and your friends, because you're not their friends. You should be more empathic.
What happened to Philip?
Poor man. There was nothing wrong with him, and now he's getting worse every day.
But do you know why?
Maybe. He didn't run away from Skalitz, you see. He hid for days, among the corpses. If he got poisoned...
But what can we do?
Us? Nothing. Only Father Simon might have been able to save him. He knew a lot about poisons.
And where is he?
You know he left Skalitz years ago.
And does anyone know where he ended up?
If you believe the stories about a wild man in the woods, then Rovnar is the place to go.
Wow, this quest is basically all over the place. Okay. I guess so far the only thing we can do right now is straighten the leg, right? Let's see. Bring some meat. Find out how to get better conditions. Insomniac. Herbs. Set the broken bone on the man's leg. Which man was that? Oh, that one. Please don't be a minigame. Okay.
Are you holding him firmly?
Aye. Be a bit more careful.
Jesus Christ.
Done.
We got a level in strength. Okay. That's something. Alright, now I need to get some of that. Where will I get some game? I had to get out of the monastery, basically.
Good health to you, sir.
Whose house is this?
It's our local custodians. The most esteemed Sir Sebastian, Baron von Berg.
You don't seem to think very much of him.
Well, of course I do. A man with a nose so stuck up that it acts as a rain funnel can't be all bad.
Damn. Okay.
What does the custodian do anyway?
Well, he's meant to look after the local community and keep the peace.
But
in fact, he seems more interested in robbing everyone blind.
I'm much obliged.
Don't mention it.
You look bored.
Beyond tears.
How can you be bored here in Sasau? It's such a holy place, filled with knowledge.
Don't even talk to me about it. They won't let you touch the books, they don't want to talk to you, and when I wanted to look at the remains of St. Procopius, at least, they ran me off. Me! Like some kind of thief. What good is the whole blasted monastery if I can't even do that?
Well, they say there's not much left of poor Procopius.
What's that got to do with anything?
I'm not blaming you. It's just that only monks have access to the reliquary in the crypt. Folk were even taking relics away from St. Procopius' cave for protection before. Now no one's allowed in there.
Which is morbid as hell.
But I'd never dream of doing that. I just wanted to touch them for luck.
I'm sorry, I can't really help you with that.
I know. I just needed someone to complain to.
Okay, that's probably a quest, but again, a lot of these are for... Can't I go in? I guess not. Not right now. For thief type of characters. I need to speak to the custodian, but first I want to get some... I guess I can buy both the meat and the bandages in the town. Come on, stamina mechanic. Alright, let's see. There are some places here I haven't seen. Miller.
I hope I can be of help to you, Knight.
Is there any work here for carpenters?
I'm not looking for anyone at the moment.
Worth a try. It would be nice if you didn't have to hack the thing to see what it is. That guy seems like a carpenter. And I can't speak to him. Well then. Right, where is the butcher? Let's go, horse. Come on, it's a tiny fence. Bandages too. Maybe they have some.
God be with you.
Well, this guy sounds bored. Alright, bandages, yes. Bye. Let's get 10 of them. Let's get 8. There. Food. Hermit. It's only 2. Seriously? You don't have any... Okay, let's remove this. We'll go to the butcher. It's fine. How much is this? 32. Sure. Cheap is. Did I get it? Yeah, I did get it. What did in the quest? Oh, okay. Did it update and I didn't see it? I don't know. What is that symbol? I don't know. Is the scribe? What the hell? You? Yeah. Hi.
God bless.
Alright. Does it matter what it is? This is cheaper, so let's try that. Yeah, that's not it. Why? I guess the dried meat will do. I'm not sure why that's game meat and the salami isn't. Now it comes with salami. I guess it hadn't refreshed. Okay. Let's go to those and then we'll see what else can we do. What is my horse? To the monastery. I guess then we'll go around the monastery and try to speak to people, see if I can find what I need for the rest of the things. Man, I wish the performance wasn't so consistent. Sometimes you get pretty good FPS, sometimes you get a lot of stuttering or judder. Game needs some heavy patching and they are not really fast at patching so far, which is not great. The fuck? That's rude.
Be a bit more careful.
Shut up. What is I don't see here, so might as well do the bandits.
Huh? What's going on?
I have the bandages.
I have the bandages.
Wonderful. Could you tell Brother Nicodemus?
I can't do it myself.
I'll do it myself.
I thought you were a blacksmith.
I'm a man of many talents.
But unfortunately, I've had to learn a thing or two about the art of medicine since then.
Well, fine then.
I'm not sure you will call that unfortunate. I guess he means the circumstances, but still.
I brought some meat.
Thank you, Henry. Rich food will definitely help.
Yeah, meat. That will
Tell
help.
me more about the situation here.
Nothing new. Okay.
Alright, that's all I need to know.
Alright. Now, we need to speak to the custodian. And find something to make that guy
You're
sleep.
the one who's in charge of the wounded.
Yes, I'm the infirmarius here. Time was I only had a few elderly monks who couldn't walk to take care of. Now I have this mess to deal with.
Monks so old they can't hold themselves up with their own legs.
Oh, if that were the only bodily function they could control. But I shouldn't talk like that. It's a blessing to live to such an age.
How are the wounded from Skalitz?
Some of them are well taken care of. But others are dying here needlessly. It's a good thing we have Johanka here. I'd never be able to manage on my own.
So you don't normally treat the wounded then?
Well, there were accidents, of course. A broken leg, someone who'd been kicked by a cow or bitten by a goat. But this, I've never dealt with the carnage of battle before.
If only it had been a battle. This was cold-blooded slaughter.
You were there? God be merciful to you and the dead and the wounded.
Thank you.
How can I help you?
Have you talked to Johanka?
I did.
Well, if you know something about it, then go and take a look. However, you don't look like you've studied the Hippocratic arts.
That's true. I'm the son of a blacksmith, but I have been around the wounded before. What do I do if I'm not sure of the treatment?
Come and speak to me. We'll see what we can do.
What do you think about the custodian?
Baron von Berg? Well, he does his job well. He keeps us safe here. And the last time I saw him was when I was rubbing ointment on his rash.
I heard he's been here a lot lately.
That's true. He comes to visit Johanka. But he's never here long, and he always leaves unsatisfied.
Cool. Not a lot of help, but
thank you.
I guess that's fine. Oh, he has more stuff. Jesus Christ. So much stuff. You know what? I'll take a small break here, go make some coffee, and I'll be back with more Kingdom Come Deliverance afterwards.